To correctly build frequency and severity models, such as those used to quantify the operational risk of a financial institution, the simulation must be performed with a convolution and not with a multiplication. In this example, we generate a simulation for the frequency of a type of risk with a binomial distribution. It is a risk that happens to 12 individuals, that could be entities or departments or branches, etc., whose annual probability of occurrence is 25%. On the severity or impact side, we modeled it with a lognormal distribution with a mean of $500 and a standard deviation of also $500. If we were to simulate 20,000 iterations, and for each of these scenarios, we calculate the multiplication of the frequency times the severity, we obtain a multiplicative risk distribution, whose histogram would look like this. There's an alternative mathematical method called convolution for the quantification of risk. In simple terms, it's like a simulation within a simulation. You simulate a frequency distribution that generates n elements, and for each one of these n elements, you simulate a different calculation of impact or severity. This ensures that each event you simulate has a different magnitude of impact and that you do not naively and incorrectly assume that all risk events at the level of each iteration were of the same severity. Does it make a difference if I do it by multiplication or by convolution? Yes it does. Not on the average. As you can see, both methods generate practically the same average or mean. But the problem bulges towards the tails. For example, at the 90th percentile, the difference between one method and the other is almost 10%. At the 95th percentile, there's a 25% difference. At the 99th percentile, the difference is over 58%. Imagine if you had to create a reserve for operational risk contingencies according to the advanced Basel standard at 99th percentile, and you do it naively using the multiplicative method, you would create a reserve of more than $8,100. When in reality, the 99th percentile requirement is over only $5,100. That is, you exceeded yourself by 58% in the creation of your contingency. Make sure that your operational risk calculation software correctly quantifies the risks by the convolutional method, not by the multiplicative one. Easy Risk Quantum for Excel and Easy Risk SAS do these calculations correctly by means of convolution.